Hey everyone, hope everyone is well. My apologies, I am very, very behind. So today, this is something I've wanted to do for a couple weeks now, but life just keeps on lifing, okay? Um, I've had so many things happen. It's just insane how quickly it all just back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So as y'all know, we lost our Spidey. Um, I have a beautiful picture of his little memorial table right now that you probably see part of in the background. If you look between there, it's back there. But I will post a picture of that on the community board for you guys, okay? So what I really wanted to do, and that wasn't the only thing, I also had an aunt pass, and there's been a bit of some family exposure of truths. 4 or 5 decades in the making type of deal happening as well, which is still going on. So that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. At some point, of course, I also got sick and have found out that it was actually a toxic sap allergy. I had gotten scratched by a branch, and I guess some of the dried sap got into my bloodstream. So it took a good couple weeks for it to clear out, okay? So that may be a confirmation or message for someone discovering some kind of health issue regarding trees or nature or something like that, okay? Trees do represent family, so that could be another sign in synchronicity. Also, we've had, like, I don't know, an inordinate amount of feathers showing up, and I even found 6 more today. So these are just the ones from the past, like, I don't know, week and a half. And we've got like an owl, we got a couple crows. I think there's a couple dove feathers in there. There's some woodpecker feathers. I think we have chicken feathers now. Oh my goodness, it's insane. And a goose feather, which is like, what? So that may be significant if any of those birds mean anything to you, since I'm bringing that up. But what I wanted to do is work with our new decks here, okay? I know I'm kind of hitting it a little late, so we'll do as many as we can, and then I'll have to come up with a plan to maybe do some oracle pulls or whatever, okay? So how I've structured this a little bit is you can listen to all 3 messages or however many messages I can get through. I'm going to try and timestamp them based on the feathers. That way they can also be used as a pick-a-pull, okay? And basically, we're just going to be seeing which ancestors come through for you and what message they might have with each of these messages, okay? So let me just go ahead and cleanse the space, get you guys all cleansed, get the cords all cleansed. And we're using a lot of new decks here, as well as one of my old ones. So I'll be pulling from the Dia de los Muertos Oracle by Kelly Sullivan Walden, and then The Beloved Dead by Carrie Paris and Tina Hart, okay? And we'll read those messages at the end of each message, okay? I'm also pulling from my personal identifier deck that might be able to help identify the ancestor talking to you or whoever they're talking about, okay? We also have the Sibylla, the Kipper, and the Hungarian Gypsy Oracle, okay? So let's get started. Take what resonates, leave the rest, of course. And I think we're going to go with our Woodpecker Feather here. So, as the first one, where am I going to put you? It's going to fly everywhere. I'll put you right here. All right. Let me just get the timestamp down. Okay, I'm going to try and do a bunch of these often. All right, Spirit. For the collective, for whoever this may resonate for, please. Let's get one card from the Dia de los Muertos Oracle. I'll read the messages at the end of this message. One, please. Nagual, number 27. So 27 or 9 might be significant for you at this time. I'll stick that right there. I'll show you it. Nagual. Maybe something having to do with language. Okay. Let's pull 4 from the Beloved Dead. I know I have limited space here, so bear with. And of course, these could be any identifiers of the ancestor talking to you, or whoever this might be about, this situation, this message, whatever they have to tell you. Owls may be significant. I'm just really hyper-focused on the owl. Maybe there's some wisdom coming through. Okay. The owls also associated with like deities like Athena and Isis and a bunch of others. So that might be significant. Owl spirit might be significant. Divine insight. All right, let's get 4, please. Ooh, act of love, yes or no. So maybe there's a choice here that needs to be made, an answer to be given. Maybe somebody's into puppets or dolls or something. I see a lot of puppets and dolls in that. We also have privilege. Can you see that? Okay, good. Conscientious. And she seems to be raking. Okay, so maybe being mindful of surroundings. Maybe this could be somebody that's mindful. And shine. Okay. I'm just checking the light for you guys. I hadn't checked that. Let me fix that. Actually, I'm not crazy about that. All right. Maybe that's going to be better. All right. All right. So I'm seeing here definitely a decision has to be made. Okay. There could be some sort of honor or decision, an honorable decision that conscientiously needs to be made here of the light. Okay. Somebody needs to shine bright. Okay. And of course, and the ancestor coming through could look like any of these folks. Okay. I'm seeing like a father and a bunch of children here, but older children, because she looks really young to me. Okay. Teenagers maybe. Okay. All right, let's see. Tell me more about the ancestor, the people involved in this situation, please. We have male, gender, cis, trans, etc. Okay, a whole mess came out. I'm taking them. All right. We have karmic connection, an in-law or step. Okay. So this could be someone in the family. Immature adult, that might describe their energy. And life in general. Okay, so maybe it doesn't even have to be family. Maybe it's an ex situation. Maybe they had been family, but they're not anymore. But this could just be overall in life as well, this decision as well. Maybe it's some kind of lesson tied in with karmic energy there. Let's get these out of the way. All right, let's get 3 from the Sibylla. Tell me more. One more, please. All right, we have presents, maybe some kind of gifting, reciprocity, somebody's going to be given here. Maybe you have to decide whether or not you accept it. Let me see, I'll keep going here. Flatterer. Okay, maybe it might seem like it's something that's not legit on the surface. This could be love bombing, okay? And country house. Okay, that might be an identifier as well. So maybe something at home is going to be received, okay? Some gift of flattery, but this could also just be recognition too. We have the 9 of Wands. There's definitely that sense of being guarded by it, okay? Or guarded from it. We also have the Knight of Wands here, Cancer, Leo energy. And 2 of Cups, some kind of soulmate connection, but it might be a misleading thing because it's actually karmic, right? All right. We have 29, 11, 14, 2, 5, 25, and 7. Okay, so those might also be significant numbers. November's here, May is here, July is here. And September is here. Okay, so those could be birth months or just timing factor to identify for you. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have that Knight of Wands energy here. So this could very well be, a player from the Himalayas. But it could also just be somebody that flirts. That's their flattery, right? Maybe this is the way they communicate, how they communicate their love. They might be giving a lot, okay? And expecting stuff in return for it is a possibility as well. But there's a lesson here for you, okay? There's something here. It could just be even a test or a reminder of something that you learned, okay? Whatever it is, you just shine the light on the situation consciously, okay? It seems like you're the one that's in favor here, whatever this receipt is. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands energy. Immature adult, male, gender, in-law step. They could be an in-law of somebody else. This could be a friend. That might be an in-law of somebody that you know. Or a step. Okay. Tell me more about this circumstance too. All right, a rich girl, so definitely a feminine energy in the 20s, 30s might be involved here. Number 12 and 3, we have March, and a rich man, so definitely a pair, okay? The male counterpart to the rich girl, same age group. Yeah, and it could be over a lot of money or giving. That could be the presence here, all right? It could be actual financial gifting here. 12, 3, 13, and 4. We also have April, March, 11, November, and February, again with the 2. We do have 2 11s here, so that may be a significant sign or synchronicity for you with regards to when this plays out, okay? Whatever decision you want to do, bring the light into the situation, okay? Whatever feels right to you, okay? Just know there might be a karmic connection within this group here. Could also be the ancestor is a karmic connection too, so take it how it resonates. You might be on the observing side of things here. Or maybe just something that you can kind of learn and grow from. All right. We have constancy. Slow and steady, I'm hearing. Death, maybe something's ending in this situation that you get to peep. Seeing the eye here is peeping. And officer, maybe something is official in this situation, okay, this time around for whoever these people are with regards to you, all right? Could be for you. I mean, it is life in general, so this could just be something you're witnessing out there to learn from, okay? Could even just be confirmation for you at this time. All right, let's get you. What do I want to read first? Let's do the Beloved Dead. All right. This will also help me learn this deck. Let me find it. Act of Love. I think that's in the beginning. There we go. All right, here we go. What's it going to be? Yes or no? One inner voice is telling you one thing and another something radically different. How do you know which one is right? Your heart wants this, but your head thinks that honestly the lunatics are running the asylum. Still, rather than make the wrong decision, you declare an impasse, choosing instead to block out both voices and assume the safe but stagnant stance of perpetual maybe. So maybe you're going to be breaking a karmic cycle of doing that with making this decision, okay? The Beloved Dead of yes or no says this isn't the time to be wishy-washy, which effectively gives others control over your strings. How would things shift and change if you would only dare to step out of your comfort zone? The yes or no card is asking for a commitment. Take charge. Just say yes or no, one or the other, right? Allow the Beloved Dead that falls with this card to help you form your conclusion. This is a card that activates expansion through the rejection of fear-based, learned, or manipulated responses. And it could be, confusing the situation if there's some love bombing involved here. Your heart will definitely tell you. The light within you will definitely tell you. Your discernment will definitely tell you. Okay? I see that with the conscientious card. Stay committed to your highest good choice and your best path forward, despite the urge to fall back into old and comfortable habits. So this is an opportunity to learn through that. Tip: prior to a divination, you can turn the yes or no card around many times and then randomly insert it back into the deck. Interesting. Should we do that? No, we're not going to do that. Maybe next time, okay? So, speaking of which, right? If it falls right side up, then take this as a yes. If it's reversed, then no, okay? It did fall out in the upright, so the yes is whatever you're feeling might be the right answer for you, okay? Privilege. Let's see what we got here. Bear with, I'm still healing from being sick. Still dealing with that. So my voice might crack. I might have to take a sip of tea soon. To the manner born, and presumably with a silver spoon in their mouth, privilege indicates an individual or an ancestor who came from wealth. Okay, so that might be an identifier for you. Or was raised with a set of distinct advantages. Never found wanting for anything that money could buy, privilege lives upstairs and rings downstairs for tea and biscuits, whether from professional staff or a doting partner or parent. When describing this pampered energy, privilege smacks of entitlement. This is my divine birthright. I deserve the finest things and the best treatment. Italicized. Does privilege feel thankful for their blessed life? Not really. They just want it all and they want it now. So that could give you an identifier of how the energy may behave through this situation, okay? I definitely see that with the immature adult. A lot of enabling went into making them this way. Why ruin it all with a tawdry display of gratitude? Lazy, self-involved, debauched, or tone-deaf are hallmarks of this prodigal privilege. Does this remind you of anyone? This card understands that there can be an uncharitable imbalances between the haves and have-nots. Growing up on the less privileged side of the tracks can leave an imprint, no matter how successful you may now be. No matter how much you have, this pattern of scarcity will always leave you feeling cheated or wanting in some regard. So that might identify the energy a bit more. This card also indicates lavishing advantages that you never had on someone who remains unappreciative or who is unable to roll up their own sleeves. And I definitely kind of get the vibe here from this, yeah, that could be what this love bombing situation is, right? You're dealing with a Knight of Wands here. You're not dealing with a King of Wands, right? It's definitely an immature energy. The beloved dead also reminds you to take inventory of your own blessings and always ask what innate abilities and resources you could be mining to get further ahead, okay? So definitely look at the blessing in disguise here. This is definitely something that's going to show you something. And it may have nothing to do with the actual circumstance. It may be an addendum to it. It may be something that happens outside of it that no one else seems to notice, only but you, right? Conscientious. Something you might have to use discernment and light. Shine light onto. Okay. Obedient and dutiful, the conscientious do what they're told. They're kind and loved by children, mice and birds. They're practical and methodical, often jettisoning their own fun and adventure to keep others afloat. Yeah, this could be definitely an imbalance between people here, where one's more of a taker and the other's more of a giver. And the only one that gives has some ulterior motive, right? They take an immense amount of pride in a job well done. Inexhaustible when working, they're always willing to go the extra mile and do it all by themselves. This could also be indicative of the energy talking to you, okay? They find extra gears of energy that surprise even them. They're loyal, reliable, and trustworthy because the conscientious are list makers, T-crossers, and I-dotters, sometimes even with a heart. So that might be an identifier. Maybe there's a person in this situation that will dot their I's with a heart, okay? This card represents an individual who's a model citizen, neighbor, employee, spouse, offspring, or friend. Yet without boundaries or reasonable self-expectations, they can also make excellent doormats. Okay, I definitely got the vibe of narc empath dynamic here. Okay, Cinderella at the hands of her rude and twisted stepmother and stepsisters. So maybe there's some sort of Cinderella vibe for you here too. I do see that with the in-laws or the step energies, okay? The beloved dead of conscientious brings an awareness to a generational agenda of obligation and pleasing and self-punishing demands of having to be extraordinary to be ordinary. That said, when in balance, this is also a card that favors a vocation that requires meticulous attention to detail and an ability to push the envelope and beat the odds to achieve that which is above and beyond. So I also see here maybe this is a decision in terms of career choice, and you're going to see a situation play out in front of you that will guide you in the right direction, okay? That could be what you learn, is what to do with purpose, right? What next layer of purpose is upon you, okay? Shine. When this card validates a loved one or a person, you'll know them instantly by the bliss they engender. Warm and lighthearted, like a magpie, you're attracted to their inner bling. They are a beacon, a signal in the darkness that steers you back home, or even when needed, illuminates potential hazards. It's not that their life is any easier than others. In fact, sometimes it's the exact opposite. Rather, it's how this radiant soul remembers to love that gives them their shine. Understand the soul is also a spirit magnet, so this could be that empath dynamic, right? What consciousness wouldn't want to bask in their bright aura? If you've received shine, this oracle reminds you that with your choices, thoughts, actions, and behavior generate energy, which in turn creates a vibration, a frequency. One energy can seed another. For example, if your self-esteem is scraping the bottom of the barrel, that becomes ideal territory for a lower vibrational energy such as jealousy. This is all communicated in your luminous body or aura, which is an energetic expression of your state of being. Simply put, when you feel good, you shine. Positive, upward spiraling emotions are high vibration. They include love, self-love, joy, acceptance, happiness, serenity, peace, freedom, faith, objectivity, forgiveness, courage, patience, and awe. Stormy, downward spiraling emotions are low vibration. They include anger, hatred, intolerance, overindulgence, grief, sorrow, guilt, shame, worry, depression, regret, resentment, revenge, blame, impatience, and irritability. There's also a neutral state, which is unfeeling and stuck. Boredom, apathy, entitlement, and ennui put you in this gridlock. So this may be an opportunity also to kind of balance out the polarities a bit and kind of honor duality, okay? The beloved dead of shine asks, where are you in this range? It reminds you that when doing spiritual work for yourself or others, or both, keep your vibrations as high as possible, or take some time out to rebalance and heal. Not only does this affect what you're putting out there and attracting in life, but also impacts any personal petitions to the universe. Additionally, imbalances and instability create cracks in your auric armor, which leave you unprotected. Arriving at a seance after a few whiskey sours with indigestion and dark storm clouds over your head turns you into an energetic buffet for low vibrational entities. Untransitioned spirits who are stuck on this earthly plane for many downward spiraling reasons. The beloved dead reminds you that the balance and well-being of your luminous self are just as important as caring for your physical body. Your shine is divine. Love it. All right, let's see. 27 Nagual. Now with this deck, I'm going to read you the meaning. So we get a little history lesson, and I get a little history lesson, and then the message from your ancestor, okay? In Mesoamerican folk religion and spirituality, a Nagual, or Nawal, pronounced Nawal, is a man or woman of power, a spiritual guide, or a Toltec wisdom keeper. So like a shaman, right? A priestess or a priest. Naguals are also believed to have the ability to shapeshift into animals, heal, and perceive other dimensions. So they would be like skinwalkers, right? But positive or negative. Could be either or, right? So maybe there's a decision here whether or not to work for the highest good or the lowest good in some way, shape, or form here. You could also be dealing with someone that has this energy, okay? The terms tonal and nagual were discussed by Carlos Castaneda in his books about his adventures with Don Juan Matus, then later in books by Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of the Four Agreements. The tonal is everything in the universe that is material, knowable, researchable, and discoverable. The nagual reverberates through all that is mysterious, immaterial, and unknowable. Life may be perceived according to what is knowable and immediate. If there is a tiny fraction of reality in deep space that is yet to be explored, it has no bearing on our lives. However, the reverse is true. Everything we know from scientific explorations and all the books lining library shelves and all that is accessible on the World Wide Web is tonal. And all that is tonal, as vast as it is, could fit on the head of a pin compared to the portion of the universe that is nagual, the unknown or unknowable. It is the nagual that runs the show of our lives. The phenomenon of death, phenomenon, there you go, of death is only upsetting when we identify with the tonal and believe it is all there is. When we embrace the mystery of the nagual and thus develop an empowering relationship with it, death and dying become an exciting adventure. Frederick Lenz is attributed with saying, "When you can command the nagual, you have a great deal of power, and people know it intuitively. If they can plunge themselves into the nagual, they can get anything they want in the tonal." So basically, everything that happens in the physical starts in the spiritual. Picking up what you're putting down here. So just understand there's a deeper meaning to all of this happening, okay? And it'll be unfolding right before you. You can also think of the nagual as being no wall, literally. In other words, in our ordinary mundane lives, it's as if a thick brick wall keeps us at arm's length. From the enchanted realm of magic, miracles, higher intuition, psychic communication, and mystical awareness. The blessings of loving someone who is making or has made their transition from this world to the next is that we step out onto the rainbow bridge with them. Even though we don't cross all the way, like dropping off a friend at the airport, we can experience a thinning of the veil between worlds. Our perception is heightened, our ability to give and receive love is deepened, and our ability to tap into the rarefied realm is amplified. Okay. The message from our beloved ancestors here. You picked this card because you are primed for a breakthrough. Whether you realize it or not, you are ready to shake the scales from your eyes. Take a deep breath and release the pain you've been recycling based on a belief in lack or that you've lost something, okay? That can be further from the truth. The absence of a person is an invitation for you to become more transparent, to connect with them more deeply by attuning to your psychic energy that perceives beyond density. So you want to go into the nagual, right? This is an initiation into more profound healing, wisdom, and awakening. This might feel overwhelming, but if you think about it, why else were you born? If you search your memory, you'll recall that you made a sacred pact before incarnation. So far, as strange as it may seem, it's now your turn to return the bargain, to keep the end of the bargain. Let your vision blur so that you can see that what seems so solid in front of you really isn't. Everything is energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, only changed. By definition, that energy is still with you. Hold on. Just in a new way that is up to you to perceive and believe. And when you do, you'll know it by the levity that will allow you to fly, even while your feet still walk upon the earth. Love it. There you go for our woodpecker feather, folks. Hopefully that helps. If you would like, you can pick another one as well, okay? Alrighty. If you pick the Bard Owl Feather, this will be your message. Let me write that down. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got going on for you. What ancestor may be coming out. These are pretty deep, so take what resonates and leave the rest, all right? Any identifiers could identify the ancestor or anyone in the situation. Oh, hold on a second. I may have done this in the wrong way. I just got to check. I just had it. I just saw it. There we go. All right. All right. For reals this time. Trying to get unique cards for everybody. Speaking of which, all right, here we go. Let's get you one from the Dia de los Muertos Oracle. I'll read it at the end and learn a little something, something. Just the top one. Papel Picado, number 30 and 3 might be significant. March. I just saw the numbers 333, so there might be good news. And it may be showing up in written format on paper. And that's what that is. That's the punched paper. Okay. Maybe something decorative, celebratory. Let's see. All right. Let's get 4 from the beloved dead. This may hint at a celebration. Like I'm seeing banners and flags too, so it could be some kind of celebration like that, a memorial service even. Okay. But I'm also seeing a wedding, quinceañera, like a sweet 16, bar, bat mitzvah, something along those lines. Graduation. All right. We have active love objectivity. Okay. Drama. Ooh, interesting. I love that card. It's the look on her face. All right. Let's get 2 more. Absence. Oh, maybe you've taken an objective perspective about some sort of gathering that had been dramatic, okay? That might be an identifier. Absence and messenger. Again, with that paper papillus. Okay. Maybe there have been some news that you're going to get of that. This could also be an identifier of just the ancestor as well, talking to you as well. Maybe they're going to be your messenger, okay? I'm now seeing a doctor, so maybe a doctor. That's an ice block too, so maybe they could be a factory worker of some kind. Okay, let's see. All right, starting with these. Tell me more about this ancestor coming through, or who this drama is about. Any identifiers, please? Let's get 3. Baby boomer, someone born 1946, 1964. Someone that is preschool educated. Could be more than one person here. A half sibling, half cousin, half connection. Okay, might be an identifier as well. Well, could be a dog lover, since Winston is having fun in the hallway. He's 2. He's still a child. All right, let's see. We're going to do Sibylla first. Tell me more about this situation, please. Get some identifiers here. Let me just read it. It's so tiny. Some money. Success. Okay. Maybe the drama is around somebody's success or their wealth. Okay. And pleasant pastime. Maybe things they enjoy doing as well. Okay. This could also be the event. Maybe there was an event that was some kind of pleasant pastime event that maybe had cost some money, but was very successful at the same time. So maybe somebody's just complaining about that, right? Maybe there was just a lot of activity. Maybe the drama card's not even about conflict. It could just be about a whole lot of people and organizing a massive event here. 7 of Wands, 10 of Wands, maybe there's some victory over extra burdens now, and some balance here again with the 2 of Pentacles, okay? 45, 40, 34 might be significant, 9, 4, 7, and 3. So March, September, April, and July, okay? All right, tell me more about this event or the people that attended maybe, why it feels dramatic, what's going on here. It could just be busy and hectic, right? A lot of moving parts. Maybe you're going to get an invitation to this. Okay, fidelity. Maybe it's some sort of honorable event. I'm hearing anniversary, officer, something official. They could also be military. They could be a judge. They could be even a medical person. We also have ecclesiastic here. Maybe there's some religious component to it. Maybe something having to do with tradition. That's what I'm hearing. I'm definitely seeing Hierophant vibes here. So maybe it's something that feels very institutionalized, okay, in some way, shape, or form. Some paradigm is here. It could be very formal or informal. Like I'm now seeing a communion or a baptism or something like that, okay? Okay, tell me more. Okay, a gift. 17 and 8, August. This could be around a birthday or a gift-giving time. Journey, maybe there's some traveling involved. 10 and 1, October, January. False person. Okay, that could be where this trauma is stemming from. Someone's not being honest about a situation here. But I do see here with high honors, something's going to get recognized, okay? We have 8 again, 25 and 7 again. 7. We had that with the 34, okay? This could also be dates as well. Like you're not going to see it with that. But 17, 10, like the 17th, 10th, 25th, or 8th might be significant, okay? Could be the date of things or when maybe this false person comes into play. Now, the false person could be somebody just that's jealous. Okay, and it does seem like there could be some jealousy in the mix here, a little bit. But you're removing yourself from the situation and looking at things objectively, okay? That might be the guidance here or heads up here with regards to that, okay? This could also be somebody that's lying, cheating, stealing, just being fake, you know, someone that just wants to ruin everyone's good time because they want to get the attention back on themselves, right? Maybe this is not an event for them, it's for someone else, right? Okay, let's read the beloved dead first. Act of love, objectivity. The act of objectivity detects a dialogue between two alleged grown-ups that's either frosty or overheating. Ostensibly, thank you. This occurs because one or both parties isn't thinking, feeling, or behaving like a level-headed adult. Some people will automatically bring out the shine in you, others the shade. This definitely has some elements of the first pile. Okay, so that might resonate. If that resonates for you at this time with this energy, then check out that pile. There might be more. It could be the words themselves, the tone, or facial expressions and body language that unconsciously trigger the way you'll respond. Is there a voice that sounds like a finger wagging parent figure or whining that's a throwback to stormy childhood defiance? Do you find yourself responding in a strained way to either keep or theatrically combust the peace? Either way, this increases the probability of future regrets or a damaged relationship. Whether or not you also pull the beloved dead of communication, that didn't come up. The act of love is to be the untriggered person. At this time, be mindful of maintaining a balanced, stable, rational, objective way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. This way of interacting with others has the potential to improve the dynamics in an exchange, enticing them to meet you on a higher ground where they feel less threatened or allowed to be threatening. I just heard the word test, so maybe this false person is going to be a test to see how far you've come, so that you see how far you've come in terms of responding to triggers. I get the feeling this is somebody that definitely triggers a lot constantly with everybody. Okay. Alternatively, when the context involves an experience or memory, this act of love is asking you to keep your emotions on ice and judgment in check so that you don't jump to the wrong conclusion. And this could be somebody that does just that as well. Okay, so take it how it resonates. Drama. This will get us some identifier here. What kind of drama are we talking about? When drama takes center stage, it validates a theatrical spirit, born to tread the boards, galvanizing audiences with stentorian lungs and expertly manipulated emotions. Definitely could be somebody that's acting out just to gain attention, right? It wants the roar of the crowd, the smell of the grease paint, shouts of bravo, and flowers at the dressing room door. And you see that with the high honors here as well. That's what they're hoping for, is to receive all that, okay? And try to get the attention. Therapeutically, drama reminds you that not all comedy and tragedy is played out on stage. This card resonates with a well-rehearsed pattern of strutting and fretting and involves a tale full of sound of fury, signifying nothing. You can see why Shakespeare's Scottish play is cursed. For those that understand Shakespeare, that makes sense. Okay. Characters who habitually impose episodes of conflict and chaos are poisoning every scene. Yep. These bad actors can't stop themselves from pulling focus at celebrations, get-togethers, and otherwise happy occasions. And what are we talking about here? Some kind of event, right? And embody their agendas to not only disrupt, but also to entice others into their fray. Their whole personal universe revolves around their shaky sense of self, and they'll suck you in like a black hole, okay? So again, with that objectivity, right? Being able to push through those triggers and balance yourself, okay? Depending on the emotional setting of your own upbringing, drama can be normal, insidiously familiar, and even a welcomed dynamic. You tolerate it because you're used to it. In fact, how strange would it be to experience a holiday without any unnecessarily theatrical or self-indulgent behavior? So this might happen around the holidays, okay? This card asks, is this pattern still alive in your adult relationships? The beloved dead of drama reminds you that you have a choice. If you are being enticed into quicksand, don't engage because you can't win. It's maybe even a message for me, okay? Or at least a confirmation of what just was going on in my world. Okay. You can't expect rational behavior from an irrational personality. Drama says that while distance is an advisable antidote, if you can't remove a problematic person from your life, set boundaries and become the dispassionate observer in their presence, okay? It's part of the reason why I didn't attend a particular event, because I knew there would be a troublemaker in the crowd that's just going to distract from the reason why everybody was there. There was a memorial service, okay? And yeah, they wanted to make it about them. In fact, the whole news about this person's health who had passed was overshadowed by other news. So that could be that sort of disruptive energy, okay, for you. Since I'm now bringing that up, now that I look at it, these two cards are identifiers of that situation. Okay. But it could just be based out of some sort of false attachment to a tradition or something that you no longer are in alignment with, or no longer vibrate at, okay, or feel is authentic to you, okay. And I do see that with the absence card. Maybe it's been something that has that you've decided to steer clear from, okay. All right, speaking of absence, if I can get to it, there we go. Holes are made in many ways, with hollows of varying breadth and depth. Some graze the surface, others are fathomless voids. All create longing for what once was or should have been. All destroy our sense of being present, steady, and whole. And now I'm seeing that false person in my mind's eye as I'm reading that. Okay, so this may be what they feel. Maybe there's a lack mentality with this person. Maybe they're worried about losing something. They could be stuck in some sort of mental void over situations, and that's perhaps why they've been behaving the way they're behaving. Okay, almost in a way like sort of emotional strong arming a situation to stay with it instead of just, I don't know, being peaceful and agreeable and loving to other people and considering their needs too. It could be something like that for you, okay? Given the circumstance that I identified with earlier, that's exactly what it is. Absence, at its heart trending core, is a whole. It is a vibration of loss. It's also the childhood wounding and adult anxiety caused by emotional or physical abandonment. Parents are painstakingly human and often not the most enlightened, responsive, or responsible caregivers. So this could have something to do with the parent-child dynamic as well. They are riddled full of their own holes, immature or negligent, and children get raised in those holes. The sense of absence is what they come to know. And it's difficult to emerge from that hot mess unscathed. And yet, absence asks, even if you've been born in utopia, would you be more likely to fulfill what you came here to do? Like many summa cum laude graduates of the School of Hard Knocks, you more than likely have unique abilities that required at different gestation, that are required at a different gestation, soul gifts that would have withered in full sun. This card arrives to say that it's time to celebrate your exceptionality, your extraordinary lack of ordinary. If you're grieving a loss of a loved one, allow yourself to be supported and comforted by your ancestors. They're surrounding you with love every day, every sleepless night, attempting to ease your heart. Prolonged suffering can make you absent from your life or your ability to be fully present for others. This isn't your loved one's wish for you, okay? Maybe this is a message to someone that's actually listening that is realizing the error of their ways as well. I just saw that. With a more personal example, okay? I'm not suggesting it's them, but it could be someone in a similar situation, okay? This could definitely be a message to kind of flip the script, so to speak, okay? Messenger. Let's see what else the message is about. Extra, read all about it. So maybe there's some more communally oriented news here, okay? I'm imagining the newspaper, okay? It could be in the news. It could be actually more personal, though, all right? This helper's spirit is a sprightly herald of the divine. This message that he holds in his hand reads, "Our loved ones are all around us." If you receive Messenger, it's a good reminder that you're not alone in good times or in periods of trial that upset and overwhelm. You are seen, you are heard, and you're being shepherded by the invisible choir, your ancestors, guides, spirit helpers, and the mighty forces of light. Keep pulling cards, for there's a message for you from the spirit realm. And it may be to kind of keep yourself away from this dramatic energy, right? And hold yourself in an objective kind of manner where you balance yourself throughout this, okay? So if you're not the chaotic person, you may be dealing with one, okay? Just to keep it in perspective. If you're asking the beloved dead for a description or validation, the messenger is a card of written documents and communication. And I did see that with the papel picado, right? Okay. So this literally could be news in the tangible here. Whether personal, official, we do have some official news here. It could be ecclesiastic as well. Public or professional, okay? And it could be about something. So this could also be like a legal document, celebrating a win in court or something, okay? He could be telling writers to write. He could be delivering a caveat emptor. So check all fine print and let the buyer be aware. So this could be some real technical documentation as well. He could be holding a love letter, prescription, last will and testament, diagnosis, newspaper, or summons. Okay, so those are other options. This card could also say there's a written record that confirms, explains, or opens a new line of inquiry. Okay, and I just heard DNA. So maybe this half sibling, half cousin, half whatever this is might be identified. Okay. Messenger encourages you to either begin or intensify your research. So if you're feeling compelled to do a little bit more fact finding, this would be a yes answer for you. Okay. A confirmation or evidence exists, and it's on paper or microfiche. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Okay. So it's in written form or microfiche even. Wow, that's super library, right? Okay. Papel Picado. Let's learn about it and get the guidance from your ancestor. I will read it exactly in that first person way as well. So when I say I, it's not me. I'm channeling through the ancestor, okay? All right. Your worries are paper thin. Love it. Okay. Papel picado, delicately decorated perforated tissue paper, represents wind and the fragility of life. That's also an air element, so communication is here, okay? It might blow through, it might stay stable. Okay, I'm just seeing all that. It's brightly colored, just as life should be. The patterns of papel picado are believed to hold significant meaning and thus invoke the energy encoded in the image. But just as often, the tissue paper contains comical images of skeletons in typical life scenarios: riding bikes, getting married, going to work, dancing, etc., reminding us that death is normal, not scary. Papel picado has its roots in early Mexico, when the Aztec people first chiseled spirit figures into mulberry and fig tree bark. Nowadays, a paper artisan might layer up to 50 sheets of tissue paper and punch out their intricate designs using a fierrito, a chisel. I hope I'm saying that right. Papel picado is displayed for all special holidays and religious occasions, but are most likely known for decorating altars, homes, and alleyways during Dia de los Muertos celebrations. Hold on, the dog needs me. All right, he might need to go potty. He's really trying to get my attention. He's still such a kid. It's so funny. Maybe there's a dog that'll usher through this situation, or it might be an identifier for you since he decided to show up. Okay? Your final message. My beautiful one, you've selected this card to be reminded that no matter how real your anguish may seem, from my vantage point, it's flimsy and shot full of holes. Again, with the holes, with absence, right? Okay. Take a moment to consider the nature of paper, the delicate substance this text is inscribed upon, its malleability, and its ability to carry a message. The question to ask yourself is, what message do you want to broadcast? Do you want to stream a story of tragedy or triumph, pain or pleasure, sorrow or sweetness? You are the storyteller who can rewrite the script, the artist who can pound the pulp of your life into an emblem of ecstatic freedom. Consider the notion that to create is to connect with your God, your higher power, with the divine. Actively engaging in any form of art, as impermanent as it may be, penetrates the illusion of separateness and allows humanity to taste immortality by emulating the divine. No matter how great your heartache is, as long as you dare to bring your creative spark into the world, death, darkness, and pain cannot and will not defeat you. Getting a sense you might actually get some inspiration from this scenario. Okay? Take notes. Draw notes, however you create, okay? Sing it, dance it, whatever, all right? The blessing of grief is that it cuts like a sharp pair of scissors through paper, leaving you face to face with the stunning beauty of your immortal soul. From the earthly perspective, it makes sense to struggle, since you may feel sometimes like a fragile paper thin being who must do what they can to survive. If you let the wind carry you like a paper airplane, you would see yourself from heaven's perspective, as an angelic being temporarily incarnated on earth to grow their wings and find their way until they learn to fly. If you could leap the chasm of linear black and white thinking to see what I see, you'd plug into your high vibe creativity. Take that leap and see all colors swirling together in synergistic concert with the nature of life and death. Okay. So there's some kind of new beginning here. And as a result of some kind of ending, you're going to get some sort of creativity and inspiration, okay, through this situation. All right. There you go, guys. Have a good one. I'm going to go take the dog out. Bye.